get surface around here. As you might have guessed, getting service around here ain't easy. Even in 2023? We're going to 1930. So basically 3 years after Disney's The Mad Doctor. So it was a pretty interesting time, to say the least. The Mad Doctor was pretty much a very creepy film, but Max Fleischer, I think, had a pretty disturbing style. He was best known for making cartoons such as Betty Boop, which everyone knows Betty Boop. But we're not talking about Betty Boop cartoons. We're talking about one of the other characters named Bimbo the Dog. I think he's less well known than Betty Boop in a way, but I think he became well known because of this one cartoon called Swing You Sinners, released on September 24th of 1930. Bimbo the Dog, of course, in his doggy ways, steals chickens out of a chicken coop. Probably not as better as the Three Stooges. And, would you believe it or not, he gets caught by a cop. He's worried about getting, well, worse than being in prison. So he tries to hide the evidence, which of course doesn't work. So he runs to the nearest cemetery, and the cemetery is somehow haunted and comes to life and pretty much casts Bimbo to the ghastly pits. That one fireplace underground, let's just say. Listen, this is the best chance of me to not saying the word of what that place is. But let's just say Bimbo is begging, he's pleading, and the ghosts just don't really care. They don't care. They know that he has sinned for his crimes, and so if there is no justice, there will be street justice, but in the most haunting of them orders. Sinners themselves have become pretty much, well, you've seen them everywhere. Anybody who does a crime that is pretty much not of the law or of the law of God himself will pay the price in certainly a very bad way possible. You could say Bimbo getting cast into that fiery place underground is literally his karma. Sometimes I believe in the karma, sometimes I don't. But you could say Bimbo has been asking for it. So you're quite clearly in the whole case of scenario saying like, yeah, it's wrong, but he asked for it, so I really don't care. And also, it was not much story-based, as this was a short after all. And it was mostly like an artistic piece, as people today still want to try to recreate that style that the Bimbo the Dog short has done, Swing You Sinners. If you actually took a look of Cuphead, it actually kind of resembles that classic 1930s hand-drawn animation that is pretty much missing, here in today's time period. Like, the old school hand-drawn animation, the puffy-looking animal characters and stuff, even the little 3D aspects of hand-drawn, it's been missing ever since. And some of these creations and some of these ghosts are freaky. Especially a frog that's dancing. It's kind of freaking me out. But Bimbo's done. He pretty much is done. He was swallowed by a skull, and that was it. So, my question, well, the biggest thing I think I need to answer is this a recommendation? Again, it's the same as the Mad Doctor. Wait until your kids are older enough so that they can, watch something like this. But if you think, okay, they're good enough to watch it, then go ahead. But I think the parents should watch it first, and then they should think for themselves. Sometimes our kids like to recreate some stuff because children have very big imaginations. So something like this, I think parents really need to look at this first. It's on YouTube, and it's on archive.org, which is where I got the clips. So, I will post a couple of links to those in the description box for you guys. So, you look at it, if it's good for your kid, watch it. If it's not, wait until they're older, because this is actually a visually awesome thing to look at. Max Fleischer was known for having very disturbing cartoons. I can't think of any, but I know there was some disturbing Betty Boop cartoon with Snow White, and something with potatoes, but that's something you guys should look up. I don't know yet, but I do know that this one's crazy. This one's crazy, and again, just like most of these, there's not much I could talk about because they're short. They're short. They were made for theaters before the movie came on, and if you missed the short, you missed it. Probably have to go back the next day if lucky. Nowadays, you can watch it, and it's not that long. So look that up. Look up the Mad Doctor, and look at it today. And tomorrow, we're going to the Wild Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, and we're going to be looking at the Bugs Bunny. Yep, Bugs Bunny, and we're going to be looking at him at Transylvania. See you there.